It's easier than ever to be an Anglophile these days, largely thanks to the streaming services like Netflix, which have brought a wider variety of titles than ever across the pond and right to our doors. Love period pieces? You can now pick your preferred time frame, from gangsters in the 1920s, the Peaky Blinders, to the British royal family in the 1960s, The Crown, and teens in 1990s Ireland, Derry Girls. Looking for a more fast-paced thriller? Binge Bodyguard or Collateral. Want to watch something buzzy and downright weird? Well, Black Mirror and The End of the Fucking World are here for you. Whether you love British thrillers and detective series, swoon over lavish costume dramas, or obsessively file away every tidbit about avoiding soggy bottoms in our baking, there's truly something for everyone on the platform. Welcome to Cinematic. Here we present to you the best British shows on Netflix. Before I start, I request you to subscribe to my channel, like and share my video, and stay tuned for more such amazing upcoming recommendations. Also, follow my page on Instagram @cinematic3. So the first one is Black Mirror.
And that's one brush sweep. You want a cookie with that? It's on the house.
Sounds awesome.
But the series is impossible to look away from, showing us the best and worst of humanity often at the same time, while asking whether we can ever coexist alongside the terrifying technology that we have made. Next, Peaky Blinders.
So fucking close. So fucking close.
This endlessly addictive gangster period drama is set in the West Midlands industrial town of Birmingham in the 1920s and follows the story of the series' titular gang, the Peaky Blinders, who earned their names thanks to the razor blades hidden in the brims of their caps. Next, Broadchurch.
No, it's not Joe. It's not Joe. It's not Joe. Please. You're wrong.
I'm not.
It is nevertheless one of the best British crime dramas of the past decade. Next, The Great British Baking Show.
Hey, hello you. Come this way. This is good. This is very good. We have got 12 oven-fresh bakers raring to get into the tent with, just a mere 30 challenges between them and the title.
Known on the other side of the Atlantic as the Great British Bake Off, this show feels like a breath of fresh air next to the typical American cooking competitions like Top Chef, Chopped, or anything on which the Gordon Ramsay appears. Next, The Crown.
My name?
Yes, ma'am. Your regnal name. That is the name you will take as queen.
Let's not overcomplicate matters unnecessarily. My name is Elizabeth.
And long live Queen Elizabeth.
Lavish historical drama The Crown is one of the most expensive Netflix series ever made and certainly looks worthy every penny. Now next, Derry Girls.
I beg to hurry.
What? But that's not fair. He's the only good-looking one.
The rest of us are right here.
You snooze, you lose, Aaron.
Suppose I'll have you then.
Aren't you a charmer?
So should us two bad bastards hook up or what?
I'm sorry?
Will you be my buddy, please?
Sure.
Though this is probably a show that you'll need to watch with subtitles on, these accents are no joke. Its relatable teen problems of unrequited crushes and unaffordable school trips are universal. Next, Call the Midwife.
She's been out again.
It changes how I'm settled her.
You don't think Sister Ursula meant what she said?
I hope not, Sister. To leave all that is familiar would be the very worst thing for Sister Monica Joan.
This heartwarming emotional drama has been on the air for 9 seasons so far and seems fairly set to run forever, because there's always, I hope, going to be a space for stories about women helping other women. Next, Bodyguard.
What's going on? I need your full cooperation, Vicky. This could turn into a negotiation situation.
series that's perfectly designed for a weekend binge in almost every way. And now next, Sherlock.
Listen, I was wondering, maybe later, when you're finished...
You're wearing lipstick. You weren't wearing lipstick before.
I refreshed it a bit.
Sorry, you were saying?
His performance as Sherlock made an international phenomenon out of the star Benedict Cumberbatch and subsequently launched what feels like 1,000 internet memes. Next, the end of the world.
I heard what you said. At the car pound.
What? I knew exactly what.
I love you.
I feel the same.
This dark teen comedy drama is probably like nothing that you have ever seen before, in all the best ways. Next, the IT crowd.
What is it?
This, Jen, is the internet.
What?
That's right.
This is the internet.
It first aired in 2006, but remains popular on streaming services thanks to its charming cast and utter absurdist dedication to what is an essentially one-note joke. Next, Crazy Head. Like many teen supernatural shows, Crazy Head uses its demon fighting as a metaphor for larger real-world problems including sexism and patriarchy. Next, The In-Betweeners. It's a raunchy, often offensive, extremely uncomfortable and occasionally extremely stupid coming-of-age comedy that is an absolute joy to watch. Next, Dr. Foster. The show takes a fairly standard trope, a man who may or may not be cheating on his wife, and turns into something dark, soapy and generally impossible to look away from. And now next, Sex Education.
That's not the hymen.
I think I know what the hymen is, but thanks.
Well, I mean, you're quite wrong.
What is it then?
They are the para-urethral glands. The female prostate.
No one does uncomfortable sex comedy like the Brits, and Sex Education is no different. Don't be fooled by the seemingly lightweight premise and occasionally raunchy vibe though. Now next, The English Game.
It started with a game. The game.
A gentleman's sport.
Football. The people's game.
If anyone can make a period drama about the creation of the sport we know now as the modern day soccer interesting, it's Julian Fellowes. The mind behind such hits as Downton Abbey and Belgravia turns his attention to a story of class and inclusion told by way of several real-life players. Next, London Spy. Part twisty conspiracy and part surprisingly well-done romance, London Spy is not your average espionage thriller. And now next, Lovesick.
Say something.
I want you to be happy for the rest of your life.
This irrelevant comedy was originally known as Scrotal Recall, which is a pretty on-the-nose explanation of its premise. Next, The Frankenstein Chronicles. Don't let the title fool you. The Frankenstein Chronicles isn't a period drama adaptation of Mary Shelley's classic novel or even about Shelley herself. Instead, it loosely reimagines the legend of Frankenstein as a dark police procedural with something of an outlandish premise. Next, Merlin. Yes, Merlin can be a goofy and slapstick series that's focused more on Arthur throwing things at his servant Merlin's head than learning leadership lessons. Next, Last Tango in Halifax. It's rare enough to see a series that portrays the elder generation with nuance and care, let alone allows them to fall in love the way that this one does. Next, Crashing. Crashing is a light-hearted comedy focused on a group of 20-somethings serving as property guardians at an abandoned hospital. Next, Collateral. It is a police procedural that's much more complex than your average cop drama. Next, Land Girls. A heartwarming period drama set in World War II, Land Girls tells the story of Women's Land Army, a group of women who helped to perform the farm work that men could no longer do because they were off fighting Nazis. Next, W1A. Named after the postcode in which the BBC headquarters is located, W1A is the perfect strange and awkward mockumentary series to fill the hole that The Office left in your life. Next, Marcella. The plot of Marcella frequently takes some off-the-rails style twists, but it's compulsively watchable and genuinely surprising. And now next, Dracula. Fair warning, the ending of this series is pretty much bonkers insane, and something that honestly has to be seen to be believed, even if your mileage may vary on whether you find it satisfying. Next, Ripper Street. Though the series is not a Jack the Ripper retelling, Ripper Street does incorporate the consistent atmosphere of fear and tension that pervaded this particular part of London long after the Ripper murders stopped. And now next, Afterlife. Though billed as a comedy, there's much of Afterlife that isn't particularly funny at all. Instead, it's a thoughtful meditation on grief and the way our lives shape themselves around both it and the holes that our loved ones leave behind. There aren't easy answers or easy laughs here, but the show is all the better for that fact. Next, Glow Up. One of the greatest aspects of British reality television is the fact that it's so willing to focus on different sorts of competition series than its American cousins often do, a move which allows us to watch contestants to finish everything from pottery to knitting. As famous for never running out of best recommendations and reviews. See you next time with more such amazing suggestions for your binge list. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and do like and share my video.